What's the math problem?
Number of the 19 kids who share a middle name with each other, X. Number of years Joy and Austin have been married. Wait, number of the 19...
Times the number of years Joy and Austin have...
Number of the 19 kids who share a middle name. That'd be...
Who, Jed and Jeer? Do they
That's
share the
only
same?
one.
How old is Jim Bob Duggar?
You're looking up your own dad.
You're right, he is 54.
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. How is everyone? It's Thursday, April 28th. Today I have really exciting news for you. I cannot wait to share this information with you. I also just want to say thank you so much for all of the likes and all of the subscriptions yesterday. It was so awesome to see so many of you commenting, sharing your thoughts, your opinions. I had so much fun in the comments answering your questions and just interacting with you. So thank you so much. We're pretty close to getting 10,000 likes on this video. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, make sure that you do. So many of you are watching every single day but haven't subscribed yet, and I would love to earn your subscription and then turn those notifications on so you don't ever miss a video. I am here to tell you something that is pretty awesome. I'm not going to take credit for finding this. This actually comes from a survivor of the ATI, a former Advanced Training Institute student, and someone that grew up in the same homeschooling group as the Duggars. Last night, I got a message from my friend who has a podcast, and she let me know that she had been recently on the Advanced Training Institute's website and noticed that there was a message that the organization was no longer accepting enrollments. I was shocked. This is a huge development, something I was not expecting, and nothing that the ATI or the IBLP had ever even suggested would happen. And it happens to coincide within months of Josh Duggar's conviction. If anyone doubts the entirety and the clout that the Duggars carry in the IBLP and how influential they are, I think this could very well be an indicator. Now, I'm not saying it has to do with it, it's just the timing, okay? So before we get into what the message is from the Advanced Training Institute, I want to tell you something. On Counting On, for years, we heard the Duggars talk about these amazing homeschool conventions that they would go to. They would pack everyone up, they would get all the stuff in the trailer, they would take the bus, and then they would have that sort of cargo trailer that would go in the back that they would put more stuff in, and it would say like ATI or bust or something like that. And then they would get to the event and they would say how much they loved going to the event. They got to see all of their friends. They could go to different conferences, and it was something that they loved to do. On top of that, they also would encourage all of their followers and friends and people that watch the show to come to the family conferences and the different events throughout the year for the ATI. So this was something the Duggars were heavily involved in. It is the Child Institute side of the Institute in Basic Life Principles, and it was the primary area for their homeschool education. Bill Gothard was a humongous advocate for homeschooling because he thought that his education was better than the public schools, and he developed a set of wisdom books believing that this would be the, everything that a child needs to do to take himself into the next level or themselves into the next level. So in the very first seasons of Counting On, and even in the very first episodes, they were going through wisdom books where they talked about bankruptcy and all the different weird components that are part of these wisdom books. So today, I'm here to tell you that the ATI has shut down enrollment for this program and no longer will be accepting anyone new. And it happened within months of Josh's conviction. So currently on the website, it says this: over 3 decades, the Advanced Training Institute was a Christian home education program that exhorted families to center their lives and learning around the Word of God. From 1984 till 2021, the families who participated were encouraged to make biblical discipleship a foundational reality in their homes. Though ATI as an enrollment program concluded in 2021, the ATI Wisdom Booklets, a study of Jesus Christ's Sermons on the Mount from Matthew 5 through 7, are in the process of being made available to everyone. We continue to strongly encourage every family to make the wisdom and truth of God's Word the foundation of their family and home discipleship. Do you like how they say that their word is the truth, like their books are the truth? Did you like how they snuck that in? So what does this mean? This means that there's no longer enrollment into this program. Now, the wild thing here is in February, they were still accepting enrollments. In fact, I went onto the Wayback Machine and looked at an archived view of their website and found that as late as February 27th, their website was still loading and accepting applications for people to enter into the ATI. And when you would go to the website, it had various things like, curriculum support, apply, information on tuition and costs, and then it would tell you like all the different resources you would get along with the enrollment. And this was definitely not something that was cheap by any means. In fact, when you look at the overall enrollment prices, it's kind of expensive if you think about this being homeschool. For example, under their tuition and benefits, and again, I pulled this off of the web archives, and this was on February 27th, they had their preliminary information as an application fee of $25 for once. And then upon enrollment, your families would receive access to training videos on Embassy Media. You would pay $675 for family support services and offset a portion of the training, conference, and student opportunity fees, as well as administrative and program development costs. So $675 for a year, for the first year. And the materials you got for that $675 were 4 wisdom books for ages 7 and up, 4 parent guide planners, Guard to Your Heart booklets, Commands of Christ, an ATI handbook, student journal sets, and then a 3-month rental of the basic seminar, the advanced seminar, and anger resolution. That's the one Jim Bob used. The financial freedom seminar, which is the one that Jim Bob is obsessed with, the weekly planner, and then access to online materials. Now, here's the thing, is they get 4 books for that, 4 wisdom books. Y'all, there's 54 books. After your first year, it was $150 for an annual family enrollment and $80 for each student receiving wisdom books. So it says larger families will not need to pay more than $630. So the annual fee would cover the support services, and then you would receive wisdom books per year for $80. So you could get 8 more per year for $80. Everything has a price. Everything has a price. And the wisdom books, mind you, are now being sold for $7. These are not very big booklets. They don't have a ton of pages. And the fact that they're being charged $7 to $10 for these tiny little books, I was like talking to a former, a survivor of this group, and I was like, this just sounds like a massive racket. Like they just had all these different ways to take money from people. Then they also gave discounts, and there was different resources that you could buy. But so when someone would apply to this, they would get access to the website, they would have curriculum support, they would have access to Embassy Media, which houses a lot of the digital content for the IBLP. They would get discounts to go to the different events and conferences. So they would have different programs for music, for photography, for learning how to be a biblical woman or a biblical daughter, different IBLP stuff like that. Discounts on family conferences, all of it. You would apply, you would get in, and that didn't cover all of the costs, right? So you had to buy all the books on top of it. So you're paying all this money to basically just get online. And then once you're online, you got to buy all the stuff. It's obscene to me how much money people paid for this, knowing how complete this education actually is. In fact, not even the Duggars fully used the ATI, and they haven't been using this curriculum for years because of how incomplete it is. They've had to supplement different programs because there's not really enough math, and there's really not, it's not grade appropriate. They don't believe in grades in the ATI, and I think that experiment has finally become done. In order to apply, they had to fill out this very lengthy application that included all kinds of requirements. So in order to even get into the ATI, you had to like promise to do things like not listen to rock music and adhere to modesty standards, and not have a, you know, they preferred that you not have a television in your house. They preferred that you remove harmful influences from your home, like gambling and alcohol and tobacco, and, you know, make sure that your kids, the dads, don't spend any time away. They didn't agree with parents being divorced. There was a lot of rules in order to get into this group, and then once you were in the group, then you had to pay to do all the stuff within the group, and then you had to go all to the conferences that were all super expensive. And mind you, a lot of the people that were in this program have like a ton of kids, so it's not cheap, and you're not allowed to share wisdom books, or at least it's strongly encouraged not to share them. So to think of it in this context, this was a primary moneymaker for the IBLP. This was the way that they were able to get so many families into this program and into the cult, was through the homeschooling curriculum. Without this program and without this available anymore, they're going to lose a ton of revenue. And now they're going to be selling the books for $7 a piece, which is less than what they were spending before. And by the way, you can probably find most of these books online. And apparently they might be still going to the homeschooling conferences. I don't really know, but this is huge. And there was some debate. I shared this on my Instagram and I said they're shut down, and some people were like, but they're still going to sell the books. Josh Duggar was convicted in December, on December 9th. February 27th is the last time an archived page showed that they were taking enrollments. In that time, there was never a discussion that 2021 would ever have been the last enrollment. In fact, the last archive page from February 27th has no indication that they would ever be ending this program at all. They were accepting new enrollments up until that point. By March 25th, then the website for the very first time is archived to show the change. So it's been at least a month that they've discontinued this program with very little fanfare. No announcements to the public, nothing. So when you go there now, there's nothing there. So I'm wondering, if you paid for this, did you get your money back? I mean, do you get a refund if you were part of this? This was their huge moneymaker. This was their big experiment, and it's gone. And Josh Duggar's conviction was December 9th. Shut down by February 27th, March 25th, sometime in that time frame. There was an article that came out by NBC on February 2nd, highly critical of this program. And with Josh's conviction, there was an increased momentum into the very harmful teachings of these programs, and just the harmful practices of how they taught children about really everything, and the kind of environment which created a not safe space for victims of SA. So some people argue there's more that needs to be done. I say that every single day that something shuts down from the IBLP is a win. We've lost most of the training centers now. Now we're losing the ATI. You can still buy it, but it's not going to get the same kind of fanfare that it once did. Josh Duggar's conviction is going to continue to create a tidal wave of changes in this organization. Bill Gothard's accusations that came out by the various victims started this process, and Josh Duggar's conviction is almost putting the final nail in the coffin. The IBLP is still going to exist, but it is it's like a fraction of what it once was. It doesn't even look the same. This is good news. There's still more work to do, but today, I think all of you that have been wanting this to end, you have cause to celebrate. So Josh Duggar's conviction might have resulted in the ATI shutting down. What are your thoughts about that? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.